Imagine waking up at 2 a.m. to a notification on your phone. A missed call. A voicemail left by someone you love. You expect it to be a normal message. Maybe they are letting you know they're late. Maybe they're just saying goodnight. But when you press play, you don't hear words. Instead, you hear a sound that defies explanation. A rhythmic, guttural growling. The sound of someone struggling. A high-pitched screech that doesn't sound human. And then, at the very end, a voice whispers a single sentence before the line goes dead forever. This is not a scene from a horror movie. This is a real recording stored in a police evidence locker. Today, we are diving into one of the most disturbing disappearances of the digital age. A case where the only witness isn't a person, but a 2-minute-long audio file that has baffled forensic experts, linguists, and paranormal investigators for years. What happened in the silence between the screams? And how can a man vanish into thin air while his phone is still recording the end of his life? Welcome to a mystery that has no easy answers. This is the disappearance of the man who left a message from the edge of the world. The story begins on a cold night in late autumn. The setting is a quiet corporate environment. Our subject was a respected professional, a father, and a husband. He was known as a stable, happy man with no reason to run away and no enemies. That evening, he went out to a local club with a friend. Witnesses say he was in a great mood. They were laughing, talking about work, and enjoying the night. Nothing suggested that this would be his last time seen in public. Around 2 a.m., his friend dropped him off at a local gas station. This was supposed to be a simple stop, a short walk, or a quick ride home from there. But the man never made it to his front door. While his family was asleep, his wife's phone buzzed. A voicemail was being recorded. For months, the contents of this message were kept secret by the police because they were too disturbing for the public. When it was finally leaked and described, it sent chills down the spine of the entire community. The recording is roughly 2 minutes long. In the background, you can hear a strange, mechanical thumping. Then, the growling starts. It sounds like an animal, but it has a vocal quality that suggests it's coming from a human throat or something trying to mimic one. Linguists who analyzed the tape said it sounds like someone is being physically moved or dragged. There are sounds of moaning and panting, but the most terrifying part? The man himself doesn't sound like he is calling for help. He sounds like he is experiencing something beyond fear. At the very end of the tape, the noise stops. The silence is heavy. And then a voice says, "Stop it." And then the click of the hang-up. When the sun rose, the man was officially reported missing. The police did what they always do. They tracked the phone. The signal pinged from a cell tower near a remote lake, miles away from where he was dropped off. This created the first major contradiction. How did a man with no car travel several miles in the middle of the night to a desolate park in less than 20 minutes? Search teams descended on the area. They used drones, heat-seeking cameras, and K-9 units. They searched the thick woods around the water. They found nothing. No footprints in the mud. No dropped keys. No signs of a struggle. The phone, the very device that recorded the nightmare, was gone. It had been turned off immediately after the message was sent. Investigators looked into his friend, the last person to see him alive. They questioned him for hours. He passed a polygraph. He had a solid alibi for the time the call was made. He was just as confused as everyone else. Then, they looked at his finances. No unusual withdrawals. No secret lives. He was a ghost in the system from the moment that voicemail ended. Weeks turned into months. The case grew cold. The recording was played over and over in the lab. Some experts suggested the sounds were environmental. Maybe he fell into a crawl space or a pipe. But others disagreed. They said the sounds were too deliberate, too aggressive. It was as if he was documenting his own abduction by something that didn't want to be identified. Now we get to the part that keeps the internet up at night. The theories. And in this case, the theories range from the tragic to the terrifying. Theory 1, the psychological break. Some believe the man suffered a sudden, acute psychotic episode. Perhaps the stress of life caused a snap. He could have wandered into the woods, making those sounds himself in a state of mania, and eventually succumbed to the elements. But would a man in a psychotic break have the presence of mind to dial his wife's number and record for exactly 2 minutes? Theory 2, the third party. Many believe someone else was in that car or in those woods. Someone who took his phone and recorded the sounds to taunt the family. This points to a calculated, predatory crime. But why leave no physical evidence? No DNA? No struggle? Theory 3, the paranormal. This is where the comments sections usually explode. Because of the inhuman nature of the growling on the tape, some believe he encountered something else. In the folklore of that region, there are stories of entities that mimic voices to lure people into the dark. Could this "stop it" at the end of the tape have been addressed to something that wasn't human? Think about the sounds on that tape again. The rhythmic thumping, the guttural snarls. If you listen to it in a dark room, it doesn't sound like a crime. It sounds like a ritual. Eventually, a body was found in a lake, but the discovery only created more questions. The medical examiner could not determine a cause of death. No trauma, no drugs, no drowning marks. It was as if his heart simply stopped out of pure terror. The case of the voicemail from nowhere remains one of the most haunting files in the history of the Midwest. A man died, a family was destroyed, and all we have is a 2-minute digital recording of his final moments. But the recording hasn't told us everything. I want you to think about that final sentence. Stop it. Who was he talking to? Was it a person? Was it a hallucination? Or was it something he saw in the woods that we aren't supposed to know about? True crime isn't always about finding a killer. Sometimes it's about facing the fact that we don't understand the world as well as we think we do. We are all just one phone call away from becoming a mystery ourselves. Now, I want to hear from you. Go to the comments right now. Listen to the description of those sounds again. Do you think a human is capable of making those noises? Or is there something missing from the official police report? Some of you have suggested that the thumping sound was a car door. Others say it was a heartbeat. What do you hear? I'll be hearting the most logical and the most terrifying theories in the comments below. If you found this case as disturbing as I did, hit the like button and subscribe. We cover disappearances that the mainstream media is afraid to touch. Stay safe, keep your phone charged, and never, ever answer a call from a number you don't recognize in the middle of the night. Until next time.